All right, so we're working with Chaos again today. Been with him for an hour so far. I haven't filmed anything, no preparation. We're just out practicing. He's met a bunch of dogs, passed the test so far. He hasn't really screwed it up. Dog coming up there. I'm correcting him, I'm giving him warnings. I'm letting him know right through the leash. This is how I keep the leash on me, all right? Big dog like this gets about 6 inches of loose leash. Never have it tense. Don't let him stare, because I think he's trying to stare right now. Hi, how are you? Good, good. Making sure he's not staring.
Do you say hi or you prefer not?
If he wants, you can come up and say hi. I'll correct him if he does anything stupid. Say hi, buddy. Do they know each other? Nice. Good puppies.
From his youth.
Oh, nice.
Very
Good.
nice. See?
Good. See, that's perfect.
So the second session with Chaos went well. I didn't really film much of it because I couldn't, so I'm just updating it now. He didn't try to fight anybody, and he encroached every single dog he met. They all let him know that. He moves in way too fast to meet and greet. He's just excitable. It's all good. He's just a little ill-mannered, little rude, doesn't know proper social cues because he didn't really have a chance to learn them all properly, I think, when he was a puppy. So just re-recording what I said, my cocks, they looked horrible. It was all sweaty and gross after that session.
Hey everybody, here we are again at the park. Gonna do some training with Chaos, and we're gonna take Lincoln. Lincoln and Chaos live together. Black Russian Terriers. 150 pounds each. She's a very awesome woman who owns them. Probably weighs about 110 pounds. There's 300 pounds of pulling force on leash most of the time. I don't even think I would do that, to be honest. That's why I train them off leash as tiny little puppies, even if they're huge dogs. Get them right when you can. Off leash with everything in the house and backyard, follow you around and make them play with any other dog and puppy they meet, make them submit and be playful and just be awesome. Never make them show dominance or aggression or say, oh, they'll just figure it out. Let them figure it out on their own. That's just the worst thing to do ever. You want to make sure you guide them through a very playful puppyhood, especially when large dogs are super young. It's like critical that you get out there every day, or at least I would, every single day to a park like this where there's tons of dogs and people on a beautiful sunny day, 56 degrees, clear blue skies, plenty of dogs out. So you take the puppy out and the adventures begin. Adventures are meeting and greeting, socializing and playing, and following the leader. All little puppies will follow any pack instinctually, so it's pretty easy to have them follow. You drop the leash and you make them come, give them some treats and love, and keep doing that. And then, yeah, they'll follow another person or another pack if they walk by, because it's instinct at that point. So you just got to keep reminding them to follow you. It's the part of it that I love. It's fun. Huge dogs like this, you gotta get them friendly when they're young, because if they're not, you gotta go through what we're going through now, which is dealing with 150 pounds of instability, and the other one's pretty good. So Lincoln is the happy-go-lucky Black Russian Terrier. Lincoln seems to exhibit zero problems meeting and greeting and socializing. Lincoln doesn't show his authority, so to speak, or his size, or any aggression, any fear aggression. Chaos shows fear aggression. I know it's fear aggression. He kind of gets all tough and does his body posture all stiff, and he stares. I had to correct him twice pretty intensely and say, dude, you have to back down and submit. Stop being Mr. Tough Guy. You're way too big to be Mr. Tough Guy. See, people are like, oh, it's a Black Russian Terrier, you know, it's bred to be protective. Then why isn't Lincoln crazy protective? You see, Lincoln doesn't care. Why? Because they're a wolf pack. Who's the alpha? So far, the alpha seems to be, according to Lincoln, it's probably Chaos and not their owner, because she's a little older and hurt her both shoulders, and she's got physical problems, and she's kind of petite, so that all comes into play. Yeah, they're still wolves. They look at you like you're strong or you're weak. If you're exhibiting weakness as an owner, they're gonna know that instantaneously, like a lightning bolt. It's just they know, okay, you're weak. They're gonna have to be extra protective because you got a kind of a weak, older, injured person trying to walk them every day, so that's not good. Even when I'm injured, I still put the act on like I am a mean mofo. You mess with me, I'm gonna throw sticks, rocks, scream, whip trees around, break trees, snap. You know, I'll just act like the crazy ape that we all are. We truly are crazy apes that walk on two legs. So you gotta act like it sometimes and show off the fact that you are still strong, even though you might be hurt, like if I hurt my foot or whatever, or if I'm sick or anything, feeling like crap. If they test me, I'll still show my grumpy side, and they kind of respect it. They're like, okay, yeah, you still got it. That's all. They're wolves. They still test you. You're the pack leader. If you are, they're gonna test you periodically. That's what wolves do. Domesticated wolves do no different. They're the same animal. People always wondering why their dog acts like an asshole sometimes. That's why. They're probably testing you and you don't realize it. So you gotta step it up sometimes and show them your inner primal, who you are as an animal, as a true animal. Like even without your voice, you move around the house. You bang stuff, you smack your feet, you show some power, you know, some authority. You move like you have authority. That's what they're looking at. So, all right, 8 minutes of just ranting about dogs. This is crazy. So, BS about Black Russian Terriers are bred to be powerful. Lincoln doesn't care. They have a pack. One dog in the pack's always going to be the alpha in a sense if no one checks it. And then the other dogs are going to follow suit. So the problem is if Chaos gets aggressive, Lincoln could also. And you don't want that. So far, Lincoln hasn't. But from the few times we've hung out, what I'm sensing is Chaos might be the alpha. We'll see. I still have to figure that out because I'm totally not sure yet. We're trying to prevent not intervene. Like last time was all about preventing. I prevented him from doing anything stupid because I pulled his prong collar leather leash straight up. I gave him 0 inches, pulled it straight up into the air if he got tough at all. Didn't even let him lower his head down low enough to even touch anybody, because that's how I do it. Even in the wolf documentaries, they say that wolves need to learn how to be wolves from their parents, from the pack. They have to learn how to be wolves. What does that mean? Wolves have to learn how to be wolves. What does that mean? What do you think that means? That means they're not born with all the instinctual stuff you think they're born with. They still have to be taught how to do everything. It's like us. We got all these things that we can kind of do, but would you know how to do them if no one ever showed you? You know, that's how we both are so similar like that. Humans and wolves are so similar in that regard that we both need to learn from the pack, from watching other packs, from just watching other members of our own kind, our own species, sort of, even similar species, just watching everything and learning anything we can from copying. Okay, my dogs copy each other like crazy. Okay, I know this. It's awesome. That's how they learn. That's why a dog in a pack has so many more opportunities to learn than a dog without a pack, period. That's how it'll always be forever. Okay, so people that are like antisocial and don't want to meet people and dogs every day and hate other people and dogs and don't want, yeah, you're gonna suffer. Well, the dog's gonna kind of suffer because the dog wants to socialize far more than you do, human. You know what I mean? The dog's born as a pack into a pack. That's nature's way of dictating they are more social than humans. Humans are born 1, maybe 2, or 3 if you're getting twins, but normally you get 1 human born into a pack of humans. So you still should have a pack of humans. Most of the time you don't these days in 2024. That's a whole nother topic. We're not going to get into that right now. This is why packs are critical. Okay, my grandparents moved into my house when I was 4 years old. So I had 2 parents and 2 grandparents to grow up with, along with 2 brothers. So we had a pack, and I think that's why I understand what's happening here, because I actually did get to grow up with a pack, and anytime my parents kind of sucked going to for help or advice or for food or for dinner, anything, building something, I go to my grandparents. My grandfather was an awesome builder, carpenter. My grandmother could cook like, Julia Child, so it was just kind of like, and she was so loving, so it was kind of like, the best of both worlds. That's the beauty of the pack. It helps to have more than just 1 or 2 parents around. You want other members of the pack who are stable and a good influence and a help and can show the child good stuff, not bad stuff, because they're going to learn the bad stuff if you just do the bad stuff in front of them. That's what kids and little young puppies do. It's all the same psychology here. If you're following me, good for you. Thank you. I'm just waiting for my client to show up here, and I'm just going off. But this is all very important stuff. I don't usually talk about this. It's hard for me to talk about it when I'm home with all my guitars. I just want to play music. I'm not in the zone. But I'm a little more in the zone right now because getting ready. We're going to prevent, not intervene. We're going to prevent chaos from doing any kind of damage. Number 1, we're going to prevent him from even getting stiff, and then I'm going to prevent him from staring. Okay, the first thing he's going to do is stare. Second thing he's going to do is stiffen up. Okay, so I'm already checking that. People miss the stare. It always starts with a stare. You can't, and if you get fur in front of their eyes, you can't see their eyes, that's a problem. That's why you have to cut the fur in front of their eyes so you can see their eyes. Critical. He wasn't making eye contact with me for like a couple days. Last time he started making eye contact with me, he was wearing his little ponytail. So today we're doing the same thing, and I'm going to be looking at him as much as possible. I want that eye contact. Most dogs don't look at me for the first few days. They don't know me. They don't trust me. They don't care to communicate with me. I understand that. It takes a few days, and then they start actually looking at your eyes, and that's communication on their part. All right, I gotta go. She's here. This is Chaos. Just got him. He's on my leash. I'm gonna wrap it around a bunch. Giving him some freedom right now. I'm gonna take him around to meet other dogs. That's the plan. So it's critical that nobody gets aggressive, because if one dog kind of gets attack mode, both of them will get into attack mode, and it's like double trouble when you get 2 150-pound dogs, okay? That's why you gotta be extra disciplinarian, loving, and all that good stuff. You have to be extra communicative with large dogs, always. But see his back leg shaking? So I don't want to feel super bad for him, but that's all from tick medication that gave him brain damage. Nerve damage. So we're gonna teach him, hoping he doesn't have a lot of any mental damage from that problem. That's what we're kind of feeling out right now. Kind of an interesting situation. I'm pretty sure he can learn fine, and he's pretty normal mentally. I haven't seen anything out of the ordinary. I've seen far worse with other dogs I've worked with over the years, so he's pretty nice. I think he just needs to learn not to lunge at other dogs, because he's just so big. Even if he gets excited, he's just so cool. I love him though. All right, so far we're like 45 minutes into the walk. He's passed 3 tests and failed 2 at the moment. I'm keeping track. Now he's starting to make eye contact with me. It took an entire session and like meeting 5 dogs, and now he's starting to look at me. The last dog, I warned him, he dropped back behind me naturally, and I looked back and he made eye contact, even though it's impossible to see his eyes. So I've already advised to keep a fur out of his eyes as best as possible. And he did well. He didn't even react. The last dog didn't react. It was really cool. Look at the snake right there. What's up, water snake? That's a common water snake, not a threat, not a problem. We don't care, neither does he. See, his reaction to the snake doesn't care. You don't think he can smell that snake? The wind is blowing straight at him from the snake. Anyways, we are doing well. We're gonna hope to meet a few more dogs and then be out of here. You know, it's not all winning. He's got to lose some to learn, okay? So he's passed 3 tests. He's failed 2. A few dogs he was just indifferent, didn't care. And neither did the other dog, but the last dog kind of wanted to say hi and was fearless. It was with a couple of kids and his owner was a little nervous. So I'm like, oh no. And when I saw the dog wasn't nervous at all, I'm like, they got to go kind of say hi. And he did fine. So some dogs he does great with. Other dogs he just gets too stiff and dominant and showboaty, being like, I'm the man. It's like, you can't show that energy when you're that big. I know it's a little unfair. If you were small, you could show your confidence, but when you're huge and you try to show confidence like that for no general reason, then it causes nervousness in all the other dogs and a little bit of fear, and you don't want that. So he's going through pretty intense lessons right now of manners and etiquette and how to hold himself and control himself as he approaches every dog, regardless of the breed, of the size. If I see a dog who's like super aggressive, I'm gonna walk far away from it. We're not gonna bother at all with that dog. I'll avoid, okay? So that's up to me to find and see and spot before anything bad happens. All right, here comes another dog now. Maybe I can film it and play stupid. I'm gonna try, so don't mind me. I'm gonna just keep it on. See if we can get one on film here, right? Mr. Chaos. You're not gonna cause any chaos, right, Chaos? Look at this cutie up ahead. I love all dogs, so I protect all dogs that aren't mine. So right now, I'm that other dog's protector. That's what's really happening right now. Hello. Hi, buddy. Good puppy. I'm staring. I'm gonna break your stare. How old?
He's close to 6 months now.
Okay, good. Good puppies. Hi, little puppy love. I'll pet you. You're so cute. So I just created more space in between us, and I'm letting the puppy kind of sniff and don't even think about it.
Is he a new one to the pack?
He's 5 years old and getting some lessons about being calm and cool at his size. Because I don't think he ever had the lessons when he was young. You're so cute, I know, come on. You did well.
So
Yeah, this is awesome, awesome. Good puppy, that's what it's all about. Puppy tolerance, especially him, you know.
he's a big boy.
Oh yeah, that's why he's got to learn even more than the normal dogs. Good. So that was great, okay? That's how you correct the dog for even showing any kind of aggression. In the moment, a growl, not tolerating that. You don't tolerate any of that. You have zero tolerance policy for any kind of aggression, attitude, dominance when they're out doing this kind of training, okay? That's what it's all about. Say bye to the pup. And now we pet the crap out of him before we put him into the car and reward him for his good day, because he did pretty well. It was about an hour and a half. He met like 10 dogs or so. That's enough for now. We'll repeat the session later as long as everything's good and positive. All right, we'll check back in later. Bye, everyone. All right, see this little Blauern lab right there? It's a puppy lab. He just lunged at him. I tried to let them eat, but he lunged at him, and I stopped it. Pulled the leash straight up in the air and prevented anything from happening. I didn't pin him, but boy, do I want to. You're going to be submitting to everybody, dude. You're going to be submitting to everybody. Yeah, good. See the eye contact? Now he's starting to understand my cues and my energy saying, I don't like that behavior at all. I'm trying to be as calm as possible here. Staying calm and assertive is what it's all about. So I'm being intense assertive, quietly, okay? Especially in the moment. It's like, yeah, I'll give you 2 inches to try it. You mess up, I'm gonna yank it right back nice and hard. That's all it is. So failed that test, but let's keep going. All right, we just finished up. Oh my God. So I had to pin Chaos because there was a big dog that came by, like a big poodle mix or something. He was on my left on a short leash, like a foot. I gave him like 1 foot with the choker of that leather leash on my left side. The dog was on my right. They were like 10 feet away. Chaos lunges at the dog, so I just stopped him in his tracks like a wall, put the wall down, and pulled him up into the air. And since he was already on 2 legs, I just twisted it and spun it so he landed on his side gently and just crawled onto him and pinned him until I was ready to let him up. And he didn't like that. He was like trying to push me off and growl slightly, not like flipping out, because I've had dogs try to flip out when you do this to him. Because you're just holding him there. What I do is keep a hand on the head and then let it off, releasing pressure, so he knows I'm not like his enemy. I'm not trying to kill him, I'm just calming him down while I'm still laying on him. And then at some point I get off of him, and then we get up and we keep walking. And we did. And then when we got towards the end of the walk, we met another puppy who was 6 months old, miniature Australian Shepherd. And I let Chaos approach very slowly. I made sure he didn't stare, be stiff, and he sniffed, and they met each other. The puppy went under my legs for protection. I kept my hand on the puppy, making sure in my other hand, 1 inch above Chaos's collar. So if he'd ever thought of anything, I'm gonna pull him straight up again and then pin him. But he didn't. Because now he has something to think about if he ever thinks about being aggressive when he meets anybody, especially puppies who are nice and friendly and normal, and this puppy was being wicked calm. You don't attack. Nobody should be attacking dogs when they're on their best behavior doing the right thing. Okay, that pisses me off. That's why I'm gonna correct the crap out of the dog who's the bully. I don't like bullies. So you gotta bully the bully into submission and then reward him with positive affection and whatever, positivity when he does it right. That's all it is. Or you don't do anything. You just get up and keep going when he does it right. You know, that's it. You don't really have to do much. As long as he's not getting corrected or pinned, he knows he's doing it right. That's how they think. That's how Chaos thinks. As long as he's not getting tugged on, yelled at, or pinned, he's doing it right. So he didn't have this before he met me. Now he met me and we've done like 3 walks together. We're gonna do another walk in 3 days. Keep up with me if you want. But this is the deal. We're gonna repeat everything we just did. I'm gonna get him to meet more dogs, and if he tries to lunge at anybody, I'm gonna pin him. If I can, if it's as easy as it was last time, because he's so tall, you gotta be careful. Not to hurt him, he's gotta go down like 2 or 3 feet. You gotta just do it kind of gently, use the leash and everything to your advantage, to your leverage, and just get him onto his side and get above him without hurting him at all, and just keep your hand on his neck and say, cut the crap, dude. You might be a wolf, but I am a monkey, and this is what we do. We can jump, climb, grab, and pin, and wrestle like crazy. Okay, that's the animal we are. When they don't know the animal that you are, they don't have any respect generally. So I like to show every dog I work with that, yeah, I'm fully capable of pinning you, dog. Don't think I can't. My whole pack knows this. I mean, come on. Anybody that's been watching this channel for long enough knows my whole pack has already been pinned. Especially when they were young and little and crazy. But over time, you never... It's like, that becomes a joke. Because they're all so good every day and they just party and have a good time and there's really no problems. And if there is a problem, usually just yelling or like stomping your feet is enough. The whole pack's like, oh my God, what happened? When they truly respect you. Like you see in most of my videos, it's great. New dogs I don't know, we're not that bonded, so I'm petting them a ton and giving them tons of love and giving them a few treats right out of my hand today. Doing everything that I would normally do if he was my own dog. And I'm feeling the same way I would feel if he was my own dog. I already love him. I love these dogs. I love all dogs, so I'm just giving them tons of love, saying, I love you, buddy. Love you so much. You're actually like a cute, tiny dog, even though you're 150 pounds, but I think you're just adorable. Hair's cute. The look, the fluffy, shaggy. I just love these dogs. They look totally different when they're shaved, which is awesome, but it's just cool. So you have to be like full of love. So when you correct them and pin them, it comes from a place of love instead of being an enemy or being a control freak or trying to just show dominance because you're a control freak. Alpha, Who are the alphas in the wild? The parents. So what am I doing right now? I'm mimicking being a parent. I'm mimicking being a parent with some disciplinary power that his owner can't really dish out right now. That's all it is, okay? Not hard for me. I've done this 1,000 times. Many different dogs. Chaos is not that aggressive. Luckily, he's not using his teeth. I think he just wants to pin him with his mouth and his neck and shoulders and paws, but I ain't letting that happen either. No fighting. No fighting around me, ever. No being a bully, no being dominant. Why? Because the humans are the dominant ones. If all humans acted super dominant and corrected all other dogs in the general vicinity all of the time, there would never be any problems with the dogs. There would never be any fights, all right? So, just showing you, humans run the show to never let the dog run the show. So, I forgot to mention that the dog that we walked by when Chaos sort of lunged at him from like 10 feet away pretty intensely, and I pinned him. We got to walk by them again. It was awesome. So, I kept him on my right side, they were on my left, and we walked by, and I just gave him a warning. So I'm like, don't even think about it, dude. I looked down at him, like, don't even think about it, dude. Don't even think about it, okay? I'm only saying all this because I couldn't film it. I really couldn't. I gotta wear a head camera at some point, but maybe you can follow me this way instead. So, verbal warnings for Chaos until he just kind of stayed submissive and didn't stare at the dog, didn't care. Just kind of walked by normally, didn't show much interest at all, but that's what I want. I don't want him staring at that dog and showing any kind of weird behavior of dominance or uncomfortable fear, okay? That's what happened. So it was really good that we got to walk by that dog again and have no problem. So it was like, passed a few tests at the end. He passed that test and then he passed the puppy test. So see the mixture of the balance of positivity and discipline? That's how I do things here at Nature in the Pack, all right? I'll see you guys later. Everybody just pulling up to the park doing another training session with Chaos, the big Black Russian Terrier. Who's not a true terrier. They were made with 17 different breeds, but they're still all wolf to me. So we're gonna be giving him reminders and warnings not to be dominant and territorial and nervous, fear aggressive. Aggressive, we're just gonna give him reminders not to be aggressive, period. It's rude. In his world, according to his own species, domesticated wolves, and wolves, and all these other canines, very rude to act how he acts half the time. He's pretty good half the time, but the other half the time he's like, I'm gonna be big, you know, he's like, for no reason. It's like normal, nice, silly dogs. He's like, I can see if there's like a problem, but dude, none of these dogs are a problem, okay? You're at the friendliest park on earth, like the friendliest dogs. That's why we're here. That's why he needs to learn to not be crazy and try to dominate and pin them or whatever. damage from NexGard, and we know he's a little shaky, so we're always cautious of all of that. That's in the back of my mind all of the time. Other than that, he's pretty normal though. I think he survived well through that whole ordeal. So he had some weird issues when he was puppy, and then he had the NexGard thing when he was young also. So he had a really screwed up puppy who did not learn the proper lessons then, but he can learn them now because I'm pretty sure he's fully capable of learning everything. He's doing great. We're just gonna keep practicing because that's what you do. You just practice your butt off and get him to meet every single dog out there. It doesn't matter. His owner's a little more nervous. That's why this is harder to get over in general. I'm not nervous. I'm gung-ho ready to go. Every dog I see, I'm like, we're meeting him. And she's like, oh, she's like, you know, like, I might have to have a little, you know, something to calm her down for us because it's just nerve-wracking for her. But for me, it's like, I got his head like on 1 inch on the choker with a leather leash with a prong collar choker. So it's like, I already know how to do this. How I do it is I hold it straight up and I control his head like a horse in the moment. If he's meeting and greeting the dog, I completely control his head. And if he lunges forward, I'm ready for it. So his head's gonna jump forward or wherever. I'm gonna pull it straight up and give him no space. And I'm gonna react like lightning, almost as fast as he is gonna react. And this is critical. Timing is everything in the moment. So I pull him straight up so I don't let him drop his head to do any damage, do anything, or lunge forward or lunge or just use his teeth at all. I'm pretty sure Chaos isn't using his teeth. He's just trying to pin him, I think, with his body, chest, and his might. Because they do that. They do that to each other all day long. You know, a lot of people out there have seen dogs pin each other with their bodies or with their paws. A lot of times just with their paws and like roar over them with their paws, you know, roar. It's like they pin each other. This is their language. This is how they communicate to each other, okay? So when you use their own techniques on them, they actually understand it all. When you use human techniques on them, they understand nothing. It's that simple, everybody. All right, see you later. This is Lincoln. Lincoln has no problems at all. He's 2 years old. He actually acts very normal, super friendly, fluffy, playful, excitable, wants to just play and party like a good dog. Doesn't show any signs of being tough at all. He's just like a normal dog. It's awesome. He might be huge, but who cares, right? Awesome energy all around. He still freaks out the dogs though, so he's just gonna learn to be a little bit more well-mannered with his energy as he approaches, as he gets older. That's all. He's 2. Can you blame him? Puppy. I think little Mac's probably older than him. Who knows? Oh, this is Chaos. Chaos is awesome. He's got his hair up so I can see into his eyes because eye contact is critical. When I give him warnings when we meet and approach other dogs and they start heading our way, I want to look down at him and make him look up at me. Redirect his attention to me, always. Especially when there's a dog around and he starts acting uncomfortable. I can read the body language. Bro, see his legs shaking? Playing this one very cautiously because of all that, the shaking and stuff. But he's pretty normal otherwise. He acts normal mentally. Physically, he runs around and gets excited, runs around with Lincoln in their yard and plays a lot, so he's very capable and able. That's a good sign. Yes, mark your territory, Mr. Dominant. All right, so we failed 2 tests already. He met a couple dog packs and went after both of them, so I had to pull him back. I didn't pin him. Almost did the second time. I was being nice because of his condition. Any other dog would have gotten pinned, but next time he might get pinned because that behavior is completely unacceptable from a dog his size. You cannot be going after dog packs with like golden retrievers and nice dogs like that. That's all. So we're gonna keep practicing. All right, so we just finished the session and Chaos did okay. C minus. He's too quick to try to lunge at other dogs. He just lunges at them. I'm not letting him get to the point where he can do any damage or do anything, but he still lunges. He lunged at 2 or 3 different packs of dogs today. No reason. He's just nervous. He's a nervous wreck because he didn't learn these lessons when he was a puppy when he should have. So when that happens, you let the dog go until it becomes an adult, being all nervous, not being social, not learning all the social lessons and cues. It's like a kid not going to kindergarten, 1st grade, K through 5. Middle school, high school, he just never went to school with any kids at all, and then it's college time and he has to get along with everybody. He's probably gonna stab, shoot, and punch everybody because he's like, who the hell are you and what the hell are you doing and F you. You know what I mean? It's a similar psychology here. So the dog needs to learn all those puppyhood lessons now about manners, etiquette, being a good dog, being well behaved. Doesn't matter its size, breed, or any of that. It matters that he acts proper according to their own wolf society rules. Okay? Lowering your head when you're meeting and greeting without staring, keeping your tail out, not up high, that's submissive walking. So they can practice submissive walking, and that's what I'm trying to knock Chaos down into as we approach other dogs, because he's learning his own energy keeps them far away, and now I'm communicating to him why his energy keeps them far away, and that there's a consequence for the wrong behavior. You can't just reward them. You have to give them consequences for bad behavior as well as positive energy or positive reinforcement for good behavior. That's the balance of the equation that no one likes to talk about. They don't want to talk about the other side of the coin, the discipline side. decide that, yeah, when you screw up, there's something bad's gonna happen. Like, mainly mentally. They don't really have a choice. These are domesticated wolves living in a human world, in a human jungle. So they don't really have a choice. They can make their own choices when they're out in the wild doing what they do. That's what I want. I want them to be able to make choices in their own world, their own way, where it's safe. They can develop a personality and build up spirituality, so to speak, and just build up who they are while they're here. Otherwise, they're never going to be themselves if they live in fear most of their childhood. That's why half my dogs, when I get them into the pack, they flip out and act like it's party time. And they act like it's like the coolest thing on earth. Tyson thought it was the coolest thing on earth. For like 2.5 years, Tyson partied his ass off. He was the coolest dog. He just thought everything was awesome. Why? Because he probably didn't have a pack for 8 years until we met him, and then he had a pack and a routine, and it was like, boom, like the flower bloomed, and then he passed away. But at least it feels good. You know, passed away on the trail with us. But at least it feels good that he got to bloom, you know? He got to really bloom and fruit and flower and do all that spiritual growth before he departed. That's like critical for what I'm doing, I think. Not the whole pack. Topper and Cindy, and he did well. He didn't challenge anyone. He's happier with other dogs around. They all are. Good boy, so he did well. All right, here's everybody off leash together. I just want to say a couple things to get them on film, having fun together, being all calm and cool. We're going to the river slowly, and everybody's just taking it in. Coyote land and everything. It's all good. I didn't think I would get this behavior from them so quickly, but I thought Chaos would challenge somebody, but he didn't, so it's awesome. Chaos is doing great. Same with Lincoln. See, they just want to be dogs. This is what they want to do all day, every day. Yeah. Yeah, totally.
Trying to help us find some place up in Framingham.
So yeah, Chaos and Lincoln just walked with us for 2 hours. Everything went great, no challenging, no trying to fight anybody. Chaos is very normal. He's acting like the most normal dog ever. He's listening. He's just not being challenged enough so we can get over his problems as fast as possible. But he did great today. He didn't challenge the pack. He didn't challenge anybody. He tried to mount Topper a bunch, but it was a casual mounting, and he was casually growling at him. Topper's 10, Chaos is 5, so Topper's got authority by seniority, period. And he'll instill it when he needs to, regardless of the other dog breed, size, or power, or might. Topper will just speak up when he needs to, and he did. It was like a casual conversation of just little light growls and backing off Chaos, and then he'd try it again, and then he'd growl a little bit, and then Chaos would back off again. Just casual. Chaos got a bunch of exercise with his little shaky legs that he probably never gets, so he's not used to getting. So it was really good just to see him doing that. So if they're not fighting, I don't care, you know? Topper wasn't that uncomfortable. He can handle himself. He's 100 pounds. I think he kind of likes some of the attention, but otherwise, everything went well for the first walk with Chaos and Lincoln walking with us off leash most of the time through the woods and meeting a few other dogs along the way. So far, so good, okay? We'll see what happens next time. All right, see you guys then. Thanks. All right, session number 8 with Mr. Chaos over here. Same rules apply. No fighting, no challenging other dogs, no staring. I'm going to check him if he does. If he lunges at dogs or dog packs, I might pin him gently, but he's going to go down, submit if he has to. So he's just way too big to be dominant towards any dogs, especially at one of the friendliest parks in the world. He's only about 50% dominant and a pain in the butt 50% of the time, just about. So he's really not that bad. He just needs guidance and leadership and solid training. No gray areas. Black or white, you're either doing it right or wrong, and I'll let you know when you're doing it wrong, trust me, all right? That's my attitude with this whole situation. No fear. Trying to meet and greet every dog we see and meet. I don't avoid, unless the dog's like super psychotic, has like a muzzle on. And then we're like, nah, we'll find other dogs, but most dogs, let's go say hi to and make friends. That's the name of the game. They're super curious by nature. They want to say hi to everybody by nature, so that's what we're going to let him do with proper guidance. And if he acts foul or misbehaves, he's not going to get to socialize, and I'm going to correct him. He's got a prong collar on with this big leather leash, and I wrap it around my wrists multiple times usually. It's a balance between letting it loose and long when I want to give him a little bit of room, and then wrapping it back up around my wrist multiple times, and especially when we're meeting and greeting dogs, I give him about a foot or less, like that, and I'm ready to tuck it straight up into the air when I need to. So that's my technique. Just letting everybody know. I'm working with a dog that's 150 pounds. Look, he's taller than the fence right here. We're like an hour into the walk, and he's met about 10 dogs or more, and he's had no troubles at all with them. He's not trying to challenge but I'm also warning him not to challenge anybody and also making sure he doesn't encroach. He's hauling ass now because he met a pack of dogs and did well with them. So now he's very excited and wants to run around, which is good. He's just so big. Trotting with him is like I run, all right, like a full run. So he just needs more work and more time, and over time, he'll probably be fine off leash, even on a bike. Look how happy he is right now. But he's getting solid guidance and leadership, and I swear, when you give this to dogs, they open up and start showing more of their real personality. He's like pulling me now, showing me how powerful he is, which is great. You've got plenty of energy, buddy. I love it. So I'm just letting him know because the other dog's way behind us. Hey, everybody. 10th session with Chaos coming up. 10th session. So far, so good. He's doing well. He's responded normally. He's acting like every other dog I've ever met. I don't think there's any real problems up there. There's probably more physical issues with his body, more so than his mind. His mind just needs to come out to the park, be stimulated, exercised, trained, disciplined, rewarded, all that good stuff, socialized. You know, he needs to sniff his own world. He loves sniffing everything. It's like he doesn't get out and sniff enough. So I can always tell when dogs just don't have enough stimulation for their brain. They want to just like sniff everything because they're super curious. So he's a super curious dog. I think he was just a little nervous, fearful because of his owner. That's all it is. You know, if you show any kind of nervousness or hesitation around a dog or a wolf or a domesticated wolf, they're going to respond in a negative way most of the time. So it's nice to be confident in your posture and in your attitude and assertive and not afraid. That's it. That's all I'm doing with him. So it's pretty easy. So far, so good. We'll see how this session goes. Hopefully it goes as well as the last 9 sessions. All right, we'll see. I'll try to film what I can, but I probably can't film much. All right, we got a little dog over there. That dog is like a spaniel mix, and it corrected Chaos. I kept Chaos's leash straight up in the air, and he actually corrected Chaos for me. It was awesome. Chaos didn't react at all. He's actually doing very well. He seems like he's dropped his guard with me, I think. I only had to pin him once, like 5 sessions ago. So he's very smart. In a lot of dogs that happens. One big correction and you're good. You don't have to keep correcting them because they understand what you're trying to say. All right, so what's happening here, the science behind all this, is he's got more of a happy-go-lucky energy in the way he moves his body now when he sees and meets dogs. It's totally different from the first 3 or 4 sessions. He totally dropped his guard. I probably already said that, but I'm gonna say it again. And that's what we need. So now he can actually start learning all the lessons that he needs to learn because he's got someone who's not nervous around him and not afraid to let him go through the motions of meeting and greeting and sniffing and avoiding crazy dogs and all that good stuff. The rules of being social amongst society. Yeah, their brains are cut out for it. He wants the lessons and he's getting them and he's doing very well. He's actually very smart. I'm surprised to get this great behavior from him so quickly. So, well, after 10 sessions, so we're happy. All right, so training with Chaos went great. 2 to 3 dogs, I think. Corrected 3 dogs, corrected him today, and he just took it like a wolf, like a good wolf. He took it. He didn't care. He didn't try to correct them back. He just stood there and was like, okay, I'll chill out. He just encroaches them too fast. He moves in too fast and wants to kind of sniff up under them, and he's 150 pounds. He can't be that rude and quick and kind of energetic with his social meeting and greeting. And he's learning that, and I'm keeping him slow on his approach. Everybody is. If the dogs are helping me train, I'm using the leash, and we're all sending a message to Chaos. Moving slow. You want to meet and say hi. Moving slow. He already corrected his energy. He's no longer like looking like a mad dog and pissed off. He doesn't have nervous fear and energy. All right, so now it's like a matter of just training him over meeting and greeting properly and learning etiquette. This is where manners and etiquette come into play. They have their own, wolves and dogs have their own manners and etiquette in their social library, so every dog should learn that at some point. So if you don't believe in manners and etiquette, then yeah, your dog's probably gonna fail. Session number 11 with Chaos at the moment, I think. Monday. His legs shake like crazy. He's doing very well. He's happy to be out and be in his zone, so to speak, where he can be social, sniff a ton, and just be himself without any problems, hopefully. So we'll see. All right, session number 12, I think, with the big guy over here. So he's doing well. We just passed a really good test. There was a big German Shepherd over there. I don't know if you can still see him, but he was on leash, but the German Shepherd lunged at him like crazy in the worst way possible. Far worse than he ever has been. And I just kind of yanked him the leash a couple times, and he understood what it meant right away. Basically, ignore it. Let's keep walking. Don't worry about it. He ain't gonna bother us, even though he's really horrible. But awesome. I'm loving that, you know? It's really, really good to see him do pretty well with one of the worst dogs right when we get to the entrance of the park. It's funny, but 99.9% of this is my energy. I don't care. I don't freak out about dogs like that. I think it's kind of funny and ridiculous. If the dog got off leash and came after us, yeah, I might have to worry a little bit. Use my legs, probably take a bite or something like that, but we'd still try to avoid and get the other owner in there to, he can separate them. Because we just want to walk and have fun, sniff, explore, and be social, don't we? So session number 12. Last time I had to pin him once because there was a really bad boxer. She had a problem. Oh, my puppy, he just bumped his head. He's so tall. Good boy. There was a really bad boxer last time who was worse than him, who started with him. So he kind of started back, but I still kind of corrected him and pushed him down. He went down right away, and I just crawled on him, kind of in a nice way. And I'm like, come on, buddy, you know. Now, it wasn't like a big, crazy correction or anything, but I just definitely pushed him down because he's just so big that he has to learn not to instill his might. All right, if he wants to be social and enjoy his life, that is. Otherwise, everybody's gonna be scared. He's gonna be scared, and we can't live in fear. No fear, all right? So he's loving it out here right now. We're at a different park than we're usually at, so there's a lot more dogs on leash here, so it's gonna be cool. We're psyched, all right? I'll check in a little while after we meet and greet, and he does some pooping and sniffing, all right?
Hey everybody, so we're going to session number 13 with Mr. Mighty Chaos, the Black Russian Terrier. And we're doing socializing training, walking him on leash in a park, making him meet and greet multiple dogs without being aggressive or dominant or scaring them or being fearful or fear aggressive. He's doing very well. Our 13th session. He's getting to know me, I'm getting to know him, we're getting to love each other and trust each other. He's acting a lot friendlier towards everybody, and all of the dogs are letting me know that from a distance and from up close now. As before, the dogs were letting me know there was something wrong with him from a distance. Before I had him, the first few sessions, he was very fearful and stiff and giving off a nervous energy, and all the dogs didn't like it. They stayed away from him on purpose. And he wants to say hi. All dogs want to be very social, and they can't if they're nervous, fearful, and aggressive. They screw it up, so they have to be guided through all that, disciplined and corrected when they screw it up, and then praised and rewarded with socializing when they do it right. That's really all there is to it. It's not hard. So we're gonna go work with him and see how it goes. Hopefully he won't try to fight anybody. I've only had to pin him twice. Yes, I pin dogs when they try to attack anybody, other dogs, people, anything. They try to attack. I pin them and make them submit in the moment instantly and teach them never to be aggressive or dominant when we're out at a park situation or anything like that, because they want to meet and greet, they want to be social. Once they drop their fear guard, it's like opening a doorway to their own world of dogs and socializing. So once the fear curtain drops, all the dogs can see who Chaos really is as his true self when he feels more secure. It's all about getting rid of the insecure fear, insecure aggressiveness. That's what he has. He has fear aggression towards other dogs sometimes. So we're teaching him how to just do it right. That's it. Submission is the key. Submission is the doorway that opens to their own world, okay? When they're not submissive out in a park situation, they can't meet and greet. They're too dominant. They scare dogs. Most dogs here just want to be friendly, say hi, and move on. They don't want to fight. And I think he didn't know that before, and that's what I'm teaching him now. So we're doing great.
All right, Chaos, doing well today. Finished up an hour-and-a-half walk. It's like 1 o'clock or so. Probably gonna go to 1:30, so we'll do 2 hours. Session number 13. He met a bunch of dogs today, not a ton, but maybe like 10. No problems at all. Very normal. Everything's very normal. He didn't lunge or pull my shoulder. He did very well. He's very comfortable. Even took a few corrections from some dogs. He likes to encroach, so he's gonna slowly learn not to encroach. Through the other dogs and myself, we're all gonna train him how to just be awesome while meeting and greeting. That's all. All right, so far so good. See you all later.
We're on our way back from the number 13th session with Chaos, the big Black Russian Terrier. It went very well. He met like 10 dogs today. It was great, maybe more. No problems. He didn't try to challenge anybody. He didn't try to fight at all. He was just having a good old time, because I was having a good old time. And that's what happened. My energy translates to him, because I'm there to have fun and meet and greet and say hi
and he wants to do the same, so he'll follow my lead, and that's what he does. And he actually wanted to meet everybody and like cross the full field trying to meet 2 dogs, and I let him. I go with his energy when it's time to meet dogs to a point. If he wants to meet, if he shows interest, it's my choice to let him go over there or not. Usually I'll let him go over, meet the dog without any problems. If not, we're gonna avoid. There are a couple of smaller dogs that didn't want him near them, so I kept him away. We respected their space like normal without any problems. That's all it is. You gotta teach huge dogs to not move faster on other dogs, not encroach, not bolt, and not hover their head over the back shoulder blades of any dog, ever. Even by accident, because the other dogs are still gonna perceive it as a threat. It's like, just don't let them get too close and hover over them. That's all it is, because they're naturally like 3 feet tall right there, so you gotta make sure they just don't start a fight for no reason, even though if they were like unintentionally trying to do it. But it's great. Awesome session with Chaos. We're very happy. Session number 13 went great. Everyone on my way to session number with Mr. Chaos. So far so good. He did not try to attack anybody today. We met probably another 10 dogs or so. Everything's going very well, I must say. I'm guarding him and making sure nothing bad happens. This is the leather leash hooked up to the prong collar and the regular collar with 2 different hooks, so I can easily control it. But the goal here is to keep the leash loose all of the time. Rarely do I put any tension on this unless I need something from him. Like most of the time it's to slow down, maybe slow down his approach while meeting and greeting another dog because he moves in too fast, he encroaches. So that's what we're really working on with him. I think he's learning slowly not to encroach, and it's working out very well for him because he's getting to meet and greet most dogs he sees, as long as they don't have a problem. The dogs that are more aggressive than him, or just aggressive in general, or old and grumpy, we stay away from, and we can read that from a mile away. It's very easy for someone like me and him. Just wanted to check in and say everything's great here at this great, lovely, huge park we're at with everybody. Dogs, people, kids, lawn people, everything. Right on, over and out. Hey everybody, so I'm just here at the park waiting for Chaos and Lincoln and their owner, and we're gonna hang out again. Basically, he's in training, but I don't treat it that way, even though he's in training. I treat him like he's my dog. I walk him just like he's mine. I love him like he's mine. I gotta correct him like he's mine. I'm gonna teach him everything like he's mine. And that means, because I'm very social and friendly, he's gonna become the same way. Because they follow the leader, they follow the pack, they follow the energy. So if you're nervous, that's gonna cause problems with a domesticated wolf. That's 150 pounds especially, but all of them. You can't be nervous around dogs, because dogs are still wolves and they prey on nervousness. So that's all I'm doing, walking him around the park, letting him meet and greet whoever he wants to, kinda. If he wants to meet them, maybe I'll let him go meet if he's a good boy. You know, it's kind of fun letting him kind of let me know who he wants to meet and greet, and we'll do it together. So the truth is about Chaos, he doesn't really want to fight. He just wants to come out and act like a goofy dog, like every other dog out there. Especially when you're in a park setting like this, tons of dogs and people. He just wants to feel secure. So a lot of people just show the wrong energy around huge dogs. They show a lot of nervousness and fear. And that, which I do not ever, ever, ever. The domesticated wolves, the worst thing to ever possibly do is show fear or nervousness around them, because they prey. They've preyed on that energy for thousands and thousands and maybe millions of years. So it is that serious. You have to have carefree, happy-go-lucky, friendly attitude and not be afraid to discipline if you need to. All right, well, it's still fresh in my head. Just finished with Chaos training session number 13 or 14. We did about an hour and 15 minutes, meeting and greeting tons of dogs at the park, walking, going into the water. He did very well. He got 90%, I think, right today. He really doesn't want to fight, but there was a couple of situations, meeting and greeting, he just was a little uncomfortable. One was a golden retriever. She got down very submissively. She's very energetic and wanted him to meet, but then he just encroached and she freaked out. Then he kind of lunged at her and I had to correct it, and then she ran away for a second screaming and then came right back. So it's kind of like a false alarm. And he didn't react any more after I corrected the leash. It was like his old self. He'll still kind of lunge because he's unsure and he's not used to his own world. He's not used to a lot of his own body language. It's like his own language he doesn't have enough experience using, period, because he's been afraid for years, and the fear holds them back from learning anything new. So now that he's learning all kinds of new stuff in his own world, the world of the wolf, he's doing great, and he's gonna get over it all. It's awesome. I love it. He's an awesome dog, and I love dogs. I love huge dogs. I love all dogs, so that's where we're at with Chaos. All right, session number 15 with Chaos. at the park, going over all meeting and greeting rules, socializing. He's starting to have a really good time. He's starting to whine and be all excited for his owner, which is new behavior for him, which is great. Because when we come here, it's always a good time. I can handle him. I don't care, you know. I'm gonna teach him here. Hold my phone for a second since you're so tall. You didn't like that, did you? Guess I can't use that as a coffee table, even though it looks just like a coffee table. The goal is to not take everything so serious, especially when meeting and greeting dogs. Unless it's a problem, then I get serious, not him, okay? It's my job to get serious. That's why his seriousness is like a switch that's just gonna turn off. It's already turning off. It's already mostly off. Session number 15, I don't even know. What we're doing is 8 o'clock at night, a 95-degree day. We're letting him out. My dogs, I got my 3 dogs, get him on leash. End of the day, we're just hanging out with my pack. So yeah, that's all. Hanging with the pack. No issues at all. So it's good to introduce him to the pack and get him acquainted more with the pack. Treat it like it's nothing. All right, here we are. Chaos. We're finishing up session number 16, I think we're at right now. Walking for about an hour and a half on leash, this beautiful, huge park. Meeting and greeting tons of dogs. Well, 5, 10, 20 dogs, maybe something like that. 10 to 20 today. He did pretty well. He didn't get super nervous and try to be all dominant. He's just a little rude. He encroaches too fast, and he got really excited over this female. He even wanted to mount her. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about. You can read my mind. I saw that. It's good. It's about controlling his overexcitement because he's probably not used to being overly excited because he was always nervous before. So now you gotta guide him through the overexcited moments and make sure he doesn't screw anything up and keep him well-mannered and protect the other dogs if he's moving in too quick or doing anything stupid, right? You're every other dog's protector when you're working with a dog like this big, with this kind of a problem, all right? See you guys in the next one.